If you told me 10 years ago that a Hollywood studio can convince people to watch a movie that dunks on 50% of the human population for pretty much all of its runtime, I would have called you crazy. But now, that's just a yearly sludge that's being dumped into us in all forms of media. Now look, before we get too far into this, I would like to clarify. I understand I am not this movie's target demographic. Though, to be fair, this movie was marketed as a movie for everyone. Regardless of that fact, good movies, or any form of media worth its salt, should at some level be able to appeal to a general audience. With that being said, let's get to my main issues with this movie. If you spend even half a second to think about this movie's plot and why things are happening, everything falls apart. Let me explain. So basically, there are two worlds, Mattel Barbie world and the real world. They're pretty much polar opposites of each other. In the Barbie world, all jobs are held by the Barbies, all decisions are made by the Barbies, basically everything important is Barbie. And the Kens are just there, I guess. I'm just Ken, where I see love, she sees a friend. Think of them as just another accessory for Barbies. Now, contrast that with the real world. Complete opposite. Men hold all the jobs, men make the decisions, etc. The very simple woman-centric world versus a very simple man-centric world. Now, in the movie, Barbie is having an existential crisis and thoughts of death, which is pretty abnormal. And so she decides to go to the real world to understand why and how to fix it. Also, Ken is there, I guess. When they reach the real world, Barbie is shocked at how backwards everything is, while Ken is pretty okay with everything because for the first time, people are actually listening to what he has to say. He's being treated as something more than a doll. But why focus on that development? Nah, it's a Barbie movie. We gotta see what she's up to. So anyway, Barbie figures out that she has human feelings and wants to be human, or something like that, and heads back to Barbie Mattel world, only to find that Ken has brought the patriarchy over to Barbie world. No joke, that's exactly what they call it in the movie. Totally a movie about dolls, right? Now, look, I'm no great writer or anything, but isn't the message of Barbie like, girls can be anything they want to be and are only limited by their imagination? And if that's the case, how in the living hell did Ken, a completely inferior man doll, do a 180 on Barbie world? Especially in the time it takes a TikToker to change genders. Whatever, you get my point. You put any ounce of thought into anything, and you're the one with an aneurysm. Anywho, Barbie comes back and live, laugh, girl bosses or something the patriarchy away. Now, for me, what I think the next logical step after all of this is hey, men and women, Ken and Barbie, they both have something to offer. We shouldn't silence one over the other, and rather we should listen to what each other has to say. And then there's these big fireworks and a musical number, and it ends in a positive note. Right?
You thought wrong, dude.
See, this is a Hollywood production in 2023. You can't have it end without some preachy message, and so the real ending is that everything goes back to the way it was at the beginning of the movie, with all the Kens in servitude, and the Barbies are like, we won't change anything until the real world changes. And then Barbie goes to the gynecologist to become a real woman or something. Now, I get it. This is a movie for women, but holy hell, there are ways to make uplifting movies for one group of people without tearing everybody else down. Now, yes, there are parts of the movie that does critique feminism and liberalism. I won't deny it. However, when everything that shits on a man has a subtlety of a nuclear missile, while everything that slightly critiques women is dealt with the grace and elegance of a scalpel, you can see where all the rage is coming from. Look, I think this movie wouldn't be so controversial if the studios and the media didn't try to lie and deceive us. From the very first trailer, this movie was sold as a movie for those who love Barbie and for those who hate Barbie.
We haven't played with Barbie since we were like 5 years old. Oh.
No one rests until this doll is back in a...
Their words, not mine. And every interview or red carpet with the cast always led to the most generic answers. Oh, it's a great movie, a historic triumph, just a good time for everyone, etc., etc.
You are enough.
Okay, we're done. We're done.
When in reality, it's just the same concept of Ghostbusters 2016 or She-Hulk with a little bit more glitter and a hot pink makeover. And let's not forget Barbenheimer. Boy, did they have us fooled, with current projections stating that Barbenheimer will break $1 billion and is currently the 4th highest grossing opening weekend ever. It strongly incentivizes Hollywood to keep peddling and pushing all the radical woke talking points as long as they lie and cheat with falsehoods, and I think that's why I wanted to make this video so badly. The fact that studios and giant corporations can get away with anything if they wrap it in enough gold foil. I know, I guess that's it. I just wanted to make this video to vent and get my thoughts out there. So hey, if you stayed this long, thank you. Genuinely. And if you wanted to do the YouTube things like liking and sharing, it would mean a lot to me. I don't know, man. I don't see things changing anytime soon for you and me, and from the looks of it, it's probably going to get a lot more worse before it gets a tiny bit better.